I'm interviewing the leading candidates for governor about important issues facing Californians. I'm Sophia Bolag. I'm a state politics reporter for the San Francisco Chronicle. Here are a few excerpts from my conversations with the candidates. To read more from my interviews and to see our complete voter guide, go to sfchronicle.com.
Good to see you. So I think the first point I would make is that we have a system in California that is obviously not working. We have had 16 years of one-party rule. We've got the highest poverty rate in the country, the highest unemployment rate of all 50 states, the highest cost of living. Could go on through the list of things that are going poorly. US News and World Report ranks us 50th out of 50 for opportunity. Wallet Hub ranks us 50th out of 50 for affordability. Chief Executive Magazine, 50th out of 50 states for business climate, and on and on. So the system isn't working. And so I think it is a strong argument that I make when I say it is time for an outsider to shake up a system that isn't working. And that is very much something that I see people responding positively to. The fact that I haven't run for office before is a huge advantage and something positive that people respond very warmly to, because they see that the insiders have completely failed. That's the first point. Secondly, when you look at the two real factors that are important in choosing the right candidate, number one, who's the best person with the best chance of winning the general election? Secondly, who's the person with the best chance of governing effectively? I think I've got what it takes on both fronts. There's no evidence for that. And there's no evidence that any of California's climate policies are helping the climate. No one can point me to a single piece of evidence that anything that California has done in terms of climate policy has not has affected the climate at all. What effect has climate policy in California had on the climate, on global temperatures, on anything? All it's done is cause pain and suffering, especially for working class Californians who don't sign up to this agenda. It's the elites pushing it. They can afford it, but working class Californians can't. And it doesn't even help the climate. I mean, look at some of the insanity that's being done in the name of climate policy. The really big one that I want to get to on housing actually is a really big philosophical difference between me and the other candidates, which is this idea around, captured by the word density. And so the argument is that everything, when we talk about housing, has to be about promoting density, because we can't expand the development boundary in California. And this is driven by the climate agenda pushed by the Democrats, which is, if you expand outwards, that equals sprawl, more cars driving, and that's bad. And so so the only thing that we can do is build inside what's currently developed. So that causes a huge amount of problems. Number one, it's obviously you're restricting the amount of land that's available, so that drives up the price. Number two, you get immediately into all these NIMBY, YIMBY arguments, lawsuits, slows everything down, makes it all very difficult. And number three, you're not providing the kind of homes that people actually want. For example, we are way under provided on the kind of starter homes that young families want when they're just starting out. They maybe have one or two children. They want a smallish home, can't afford more. They don't want some big mansion, but they don't want to live in an apartment either. They want a garden for the kids to play on or whatever.